Oh my god! Hold on. That's not even Beasty. That's not Beasty. That's Recon. Nomad MegaRandom, especially when it features so many prominent names. Beastyqt, MarineLorD, we got Recon, Avali, Krakeny, Core, really unskilled and really into grammar here in this MegaRandom Nomad. Let's hop in, and you'll understand what I mean by really into grammar here. Like, what's this name? What are we calling him in this game? Wait. Oh, guys, this is like Hangman. It's just like, oh, I see what it is now. We're meant to like guess his name based on the amount of dots. Anyway, let's focus on what's ahead of us, because this is going to be really hyped. Today, the Outback Octagon event kicks off. I'll look to probably cast some of them on this channel as they go through the weeks. And that is going to happen every Wednesday or Thursday. But because it's now happening, because like Golden League's done with, because we're now into a new age of Empires, a combination of 1v1s and Nomad free-for-alls mattering, people are kind of splitting their time. They're willing to engage. Recon was in there the other day, I was talking to him. He's like, I'm going to have to play a lot more of the MegaRandom Nomad. And yeah, I was like, yeah, you are, especially considering you're in the tournament upcoming. So he started to hop in more. We're even seeing MarineLorD now dangling himself in the realm of free-for-all. Beastyqt making a return as well. Krakeny here, of course, someone that we've seen before on this channel in the MegaRandoms. Actually a really talented and capable player. If you guys recall, we saw him in the game where he played as the Chinese, the island map one. That was a really fun generation. I hope we see a few of those in the coming days. But this generation, although it has some water, it doesn't offer up many shenanigans, right? Like, they're just nice pocket areas to boost your eco, have a fun time in the back paddling waters, and basically use that as kind of a pseudo-secondary TC. And wait a second. Now, this is the situation where I kind of wish I had the grids, because I'm not 100% sure. But that does look big enough to me for a landmark. And you can tell what kind of vile rat I am that's my first thought. But that genuinely does look big enough for a landmark. I wonder if we're going to see this used later on in the game. You'd have to clear the trees, of course. But like, you could ferry villages here. You could chop down the trees, right? Like, you have the space to push your lumber camp. And okay, maybe I'm just reading into something that's not going to happen. I kind of hope it does, though. That would be the ultimate rat spot. And if anyone's likely to do it, like, number one person most likely would be Core. But, Core doesn't really like building boats. So he's playing his rat civ, though. I don't understand how he does this so frequently. I feel like most times when we're tuning into these MegaRandom Nomads at the moment, Core always seems to be getting the deli. And remember, folks, like, it's not him selecting the deli. MegaRandom Nomad is random. You don't get to choose your civ, because if you did, every single person in this game would be playing as the Chinese. Speaking of which, one person does have the Chinese, and it is MarineLorD. Remember, MarineLorD, the #1 player in Age of Empires 4 right now, at least from a competitive standpoint, when you consider this guy just blitzed Golden League. Looked phenomenal there. Net himself $36,500, I believe it was, overall. Remarkable earnings there. In fact, I just want to put that into kind of consideration for people. Like, if you want to weigh up the value of that, MarineLorD played in StarCraft 2 competitively from 2011 to 2021. In that time, he earned just shy of $100,000. In his first year playing in Age of Empires 4, this guy has almost cracked half of his earnings overall from StarCraft. That is incredible. And it shows you just how talented he is, just how dominant at the top he is. And, big shout out to MarineLorD for winning his first ST event. In fact, I think he is over half, right? Like I said, $36,250 for Golden League. We have to remember, like, he came 3rd, 4th in M4C. And then he's actually done pretty damn well in a lot of other different tournaments that are like A tier or B tier. So let me just open up his profile. Yes, $60,000. All right, even better, man. Big round of applause. Love to see him in the community. Love to see him sticking with the game. And love to see it paying off for him. I mean, I think he's kind of this inspiration, actually, in a lot of ways for maybe other players to come across. Like, you have to remember, MarineLorD, like I said, $100,000 not bad. But in 10 years, like, when you average that out, it's $10,000 a year. If it wasn't for the streaming, he probably wouldn't be able to live, especially in a country like France. But, like, the thing I think this kind of highlights is, like, he wasn't in the top 10, right? He wasn't like this person who's going to win the champs of StarCraft. But there's plenty of players that were in a similar situation to him that are probably now looking and seeing his success here, seeing some longevity in this game, and probably thinking, maybe I should start tapping into Age of Empires 4. Maybe I could be there. Especially now with Red Bull Warlord Legacy on the horizon. I say on the horizon, a fair way away, but something to aim for. I think it's going to be really fun to see what players start to emerge in these qualifiers over the next 3 months. You know what? Speaking of someone who already beat Red Bull Warlord, looks like Beastyqt did find his way over to a corner, playing as the English. And he has got limited wood nearby, but not too far off to find additionals. However, he could be aggressed. Just kidding. There's no way he gets aggressed. Like, look at it. This is like the freest corner imaginable. Like, nobody's here. In fact, how is core not in a... This isn't even a true corner, right? This doesn't actually count. I feel like this doesn't count. Like, if you can't touch the very tip, does it count? I don't think so. Oh, and he's here next to really unskilled. Yo, really unskilled with the English as well. Could apply some pressure early on. We'll have to see if he does it. Remember, folks, like, you might not know it's really unskilled's name, or maybe you do, because, like, you know, some of us just watch the playoffs and of the big esports events. We've never heard of him before, but really unskilled has been kind of lingering around for a long time. I think he's currently, yeah, 82nd on the rank leaderboards. He's been floating up. A lot of people haven't been able to identify who the hell this guy is. I'm still not sure. I'm assuming this could just be a whole new player. I hope it is, because I actually love it when we get names like these. I absolutely adore it when you get players that come in with absolutely stupid names, especially with esports being more established these days. Like, look at me. I'm a perfect example of this. Killer Pigeon is an absolutely abhorrently terrible name for a commentator, for anyone in esports. But here I am, right? Then you got people like really unskilled. And one that comes to mind back in the Dota days, I think he changed it like 2 years ago. But there's a guy who's called Cat Feces. Like, he was a Chinese player, but it translated to Cat Feces. Just want to give a round of applause to that name. And of course, big shout out to Seb, who, if you haven't been following like Dota 2, like OG, Seb has, like, in my opinion, is now the most accomplished Dota 2 player of all times. He used to have a name, which, because I am a child-friendly stream, I'm not going to say. I'll say a censored version, Ducking Mad. It was with the F though, and that was presented on stage at, you know, TI, $1 million events all over the place. So it's something I love, and I kind of hope we don't lose in esports, is this freedom to have these goofy names, these silly names. Like, if you think about it, if you didn't know the history of MarineLorD, MarineLorD seems like a really dumb name for an AoE 4, like, pro. Like, what? Because straight away, like, so is he really good at naval battles? It doesn't make sense. Obviously, MarineLorD from a StarCraft background makes perfect sense, but I'm kind of curious to see if he's going to change his name, actually. I doubt he's going to at this stage. I mean, he's been with it for so long, but maybe just abbreviate it to MLord. That could work too. I call him that plenty of times. And then you got people with, like, you know, kind of very basic names. Core. Seems like he played a MOBA once and liked the name for the throne. And then never bothered to change it again. Oh. But anyway, let's focus on some other stuff. Actually, okay, I've got to round them out now. Like, Crackety here is a pretty cool name. I look forward to seeing more of this guy. Crackety here has been doing really well in these MegaRandom free-for-alls. I believe he's going to be in the tournament. So I'm excited to see what he can do. In fact, let me just check the details. Go screenshot it before. Yes, he is. Crackety here is going to be playing today in the second game, and he'll be in with Core. So these guys have probably taken notes on each other in this specific game. And of course, I guess I got to round out by talking about Avali. I need to check with him actually whether I say his name wrong. I feel like I maybe do. I call him Avali. I've heard some people say Avali. Avali sounds cooler though. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of sounds like something from a kind of King Arthur type tale, right? It's very British of me to kind of relate it in that way. And then of course Recon, speaking of a Brit himself, not the most imaginative of names. I actually like it personally. I feel like using these basic kind of statements are kind of underrated. But anyway, let's focus on what's been happening specifically in this game instead of the names of the players, because we have started to tech up. Most players are up in feudal. Beastyqt taking his time as usual, wants to be greedy QT here. Doesn't want to rush up with a council hall that he has literally no use for. And the villagers are out in forced to deny Crackety here. He won't care too much about this Uvu. It's off in no man's land. He's on the opposite side of the map. Good spot for a Mongol player. Decent amount of wood around him. Gold is limited though. And that might be a problem unless he wants to go into Silver Tree, but it looks like he's already committed into the Yam. Might be uncomfortable for Crackety in the coming minutes. Like, he literally has one gold vein, and that's it. Oh, wait, no, sorry. He's got 2. He's sitting on 1. So 2 small gold veins, though, isn't going to get you that far as a Mongol player with a step readout. You are going to have to reach into the center, and you might start to conflict with Avali quickly here. Bad positioning for Avali, by the way. Not the biggest fan of taking a French and going center. I feel like the best way to play French is from the corners. I think it's one of the best civs for utilizing that because they tend to push knights, so they can just flood out, rush across field, and never like worry about reinforcement rate sucking no matter the distance. We'll see how he manages it. I will say that usually the players sitting in the center survive longer. It sounds really weird, like, what? Surely everyone should be killing them. No, everyone doesn't want to kill them because they're kind of a balance check, right? Usually you're more focused on these corner players because they got a really good spot, right? They're very defendable. They might have a lot of resources. And they're the most likely player to go for the Wonder victory. Wonders being the #1 way that we see MegaRandom Nomads being won. So that's why we usually see these center players ignored until last. And we've even actually cast phenomenal games on this channel where someone has won from the center with a Wonder in an unbelievably mind-blowing fashion. So if you haven't seen on the YouTube side, definitely check those out because I feel like I've done quite a few MegaRandoms at this stage. Really unskilled. Interesting that he's pushing the Lombos, but he does spot who's close by. Oh, cool. Oh, not cool. I mean, to be honest, I think really unskilled done him a favor there. Knowing Core, he wasn't going to notice that villager was AFK for at least 30 seconds. And interesting choice here by really unskilled. Starting to live up to his name. Not sure why the Lombos were diving the TC there. I'm just going to emphasize how bad of a move that was. 4 Longbows dead when it should have been 1 max. He did at least idle a lot of the eco of Core, but Core doesn't care as much because, of course, he's already on the waterfront. Let's check on the other side of the map. Because one person I didn't check in on talk about the name of is Camellia. I'm just going to call him that now. I partially like to believe that was the original intent when he went Camellia. You actually can't say comma more than 3 times without wanting to sing the damn song. I actually hate him because I don't know if it was intentional, but if it was ingenious. So, grammar-obsessed lad here, playing as the English. Reasonable position to extend into fishing. Might have to be a little bit worried about MarineLorD nearby. Unless he starts to aggress him early on, I don't like the state of affairs for him as this game goes on. Yes, the English can be powerful in the hyper late game, but it just doesn't compare to the Chinese and these free-for-alls. And you know, if you allow him to freely boom up, you're his first target. It's just logical that MarineLorD's going to want to obliterate you so he has the whole corner to himself. Beasty. Marking his territory. You know how Beasty is. He kind of walks out in the streets, he unzips his trousers, cocks his leg up, and he just marks it all out as his. Although he might want to finish off this Palisade entry. That's a lot of room to really take this early on, though. It's interesting as well, because it's not like he's actually extending out immediately with like a King's Palace aggressively placed here. Kind of curious choice here by Beasty to position all 3 of his landmarks on top of each other. Like, you know, just touching tips, kissing him. It's not really like him. Usually we see him try and split it up a little bit, like at least when we watched him play the Ambassador the other day. But I guess you could say that was the force of a bad spawn. I think in this situation, Beasty's looking at the layout. He says, I actually have a really good start, so I'm not going to act like I need to play ratty, right? I'm not going to do the core method. If you're wondering what the core method is, folks, this is the core method. Good luck finding... Honest to God. Can I just point out, right, most people are here playing Age of Empires 4, but Core is over here playing Where's Wally? Where's Corey at? Oh, it's always fun to watch. Maybe not fun to watch is this part, though. The reason he has to do this is really unskilled. Showing us his really unskilled side. You know, your typical longbow ram rusher. Oh, get a new trick. What is this? November 2021? Jesus. I remember watching No Tail beat people with this. Like, come up with something new. And I feel like I'm going to say the same thing to Core, because he's just going to do the same thing he always does. You can see he's actually prepping to go into the keeps, which will allow him to produce villages after a few minutes. Because remember, when you get the compound of the defender, it's actually more efficient to build keeps to get your villages than it is to build TCs. Because once you have a keep as a deli, you can research this phenomenal tech called village fortresses. And village fortresses allows you to utilize a keep the same way you would as a town center, allowing it to function as a drop-off point, allowing it to produce villages, even research textiles. It has the whole kit and caboodle. Meanwhile, top corner, really unskilled. Trying to emulate really skilled here is he's going to do the same thing as Beasty. I love how this just got randomly walled in. Like, what is this from Beasty? This is like... just running his own POW camps over here. I love it. I absolutely love it. He's going to scout round. It looks like there's no exit here, so he should be able to delete these walls and utilize a fat wood line. Really concerning for everyone else in this game when I look at Beasty and MarineLorD starts. They actually got the most wood, and wood really is the late game resource. In fact, MarineLorD got a phenomenal spawn. Like, look at all this resource here. This is ridiculous. And actually, he's also, not only is he going to be a late game boomer, but MarineLorD will eventually be an RSPCA saver. That's a British comment. I should make a better one. He's going to be a PETA enthusiast. He's going to save the day. Like, this is saving Private Sheepy over here. Not only once, but twice over. It's all on you. Don't fail us, MarineLorD. You must save the poor little sheep. And then maybe take a leg or two and cook it. Okay, I'm going to stop. That's great. These are innocent sheep. They should not be harmed. They should be discovered and then worshipped in MarineLorD's base. He's just going to turn into one of those kind of tribal folks that just bows down. Wait a second, what? Oh my god. Oh my god, I didn't even notice comma building up. He's going. This is the year of the ram in China, baby. Hope you like it. Oh, I don't think he's going to like it at all. Villagers pulled to try and repair here. Zhugnu are starting to stack up. Builds his own rams, wants to get through the outpost. Smart play here, considering there's barely any melee units. So next to 0 torch damage coming out for Grammar here. Zhugnu moving in. This will be damn good trades right now from MarineLorD. Villagers marching forward will force the rams at bay for the moment. Zhugnu actually being enveloped right now by the spears. Heavy damage into them here. And a lot of Lombos, plus the attack speed has to wrap around now with the horsemen, but there's not that many horsemen here compared to the Lombo count. The villagers have to be sacrificed to get rid of the rams. At the end of that, Zhugnu, only a few remaining, but all the spearmen are gone now. Zhugnu will peel back for the moment. Looks like MarineLorD actually wants to regroup and go in, wants to discard them and get rid of as many Lombos as possible. Understands the state of affairs is not good for him. Ram just trying to get through this outpost quick enough, but 10 seconds is going to be 10 seconds too long. You know, sometimes when you compare the attack speeds, you start to question why. It's kind of crazy how often people can torch compared to rams. These rams, by the way, will manage to get through the TC in the end. So MarineLorD has to back up hard on the wood. Needs to get more Zhugnu out ASAP here to get reduced to practically 0. And, oh my god, the best case situation! Beasty's attacking! Oh my goodness. The timing on the... Oh my god! Hold on. That's not even Beasty. That's not Beasty. That's Recon. What? Wow, Recon. Okay, you know what? I don't know if these guys are going to be power builders, but they're definitely power walkers. Recon pulled his villagers, made a walk of the map, and he's the player to claim the Rat Island. What a play. What a way. Okay. A round of applause, actually. This is the kind of mindset you need to get into, especially the upcoming tournament. Remember that the way the Outback Octagon works is kills count for you getting points, right? So realistically, you just want to like be killed as late as possible, because I think there is a ranking order as well. I might be wrong about that. I know that you get kills for Outback Octagon, but I imagine like placement also matters a little bit. And like ratting can be very key here. It's why I think like with Recon doing stuff like this, and also what we've been seeing from Core and us seeing in this game, they might be players to watch. They might not be the big killers. They might often get killed, but they will last long, okay? They won't be the ride of your life, but they will take the whole night to finish. All night long. Okay, I don't know why I'm singing that. God, it really is a day of song singing, isn't it? Zhugnu starting to stack up. Barbican going down. MarineLorD running out of runway quickly here. He's a little bit trapped. Apparently, being alive at the end of the game will give you points in the Outback Octagon. So yeah, these type of plays are really crucial then. Like, I think people are going to misskew what's important in this tournament. They're going to expect, like, the big killers, the early aggressors to matter the most. By the way, this isn't the tournament. This is preview, in my opinion. Like, we're seeing a lot of players who are going to be participating in the Outback Octagon here in this game. But, like, to kind of highlight that tournament a little bit, I think it's not going to be about, like, big killers. It's about the consistency to survive. And I think that's where, like, the cockroaches of MegaRandom Nomad, such as Szalami and Core, will thrive. I think they can do really well in this tournament without even having to kill a single soul. In fact, I'm pretty sure at the end of this, like, I know we've already got a player called Gandhi, but Core might need to rename himself to Gandhi because I feel like I never see him attacking players anymore. He's always just trying to dodge a fight. You know, the crazy part is Beasty hasn't even spotted this yet. And by the time he has, it's going to be stacked with defenses. It's not going to be easy to breach because remember, the Elsbat Palace, one of the cool things about this landmark, its influence causes all nearby structures, including itself, to take 33% less damage. So trying to siege it down with your ships is not going to be any easy feat, especially with all the upgrades coming through and the fact that you do, in fact, get bonus damage up against those ships. And wow. Koma gave up. He got raided through by Avali. Oh my good golly gosh, I can't believe that. Avali just saved MarineLorD. Apologies, folks, I wasn't looking down here because yellow's a little bit hard to see because I was focused on green. I was like, well, green's not really killing him. But Avali swooped in and annihilated. Like, he didn't even try and resist. He's like, okay, this is done. The fact you're even here just means it's over. And he calls GG. MarineLorD saved from the grips of death, and now he can look to thrive with the corner all to himself. Navali, well, he can't really turn attention towards MarineLorD because look who's close by. Like, Recon has stacked his way towards this, spamming out the TCs. And he should start building into the military force en masse soon. And yeah, there it is, the stables with the Elite Knights coming out. MarineLorD only just reaching Castle Age as most people are teching up in the Imperial. That's the pressure he's under. Let's see how the ugly English player is doing. Really unskilled. Guarding his corner well. Core is looking for vengeance. I mean, this is Delhi in a nutshell, right? Look how many Longbow are here. It's like, oh, 2 elephants, run! Makes sense. Us English people, like, you know, back in these days, we'd never seen an elephant. Like, honestly, if we saw these elephants, like, back then, we just think it's morbidly obese Core. Like, we see Core over it, like, oh my god, so this is what fat humans like. No, this is an elephant, folks. This is different. Honestly, I don't know what the goal is here for Core. Oh, I think he wanted to fight. He's just a little bit delayed on the melee. Oh, good god. Like, this is just dumb. Look how many longbows he's got, and look how little it matters. In fairness, he is only using feudal longbows, which, by the way, why? What, like, okay, so you only just got the vet upgrade. Why have you not already got the vet? Like, why are you not on your way towards the elite upgrade yet? Like, oh dear. Unskilled. Seems like he was lacking in the gold department. Start a step back. Should at least be able to take out this one more elephant, but the question mark is what comes next. I don't even know if it's necessarily going to be Core coming for it. Actually, might be the Recon starts to pay attention to this area. I realized that comment earlier may have been comparing Core to an elephant, which was not my intent. I'm sorry, Core. In fairness, like, considering how often he gets Delhi at the moment in these free-for-alls, I guess the elephant kind of is the face of Core, right? Like, actually, maybe, no. I think Compound the Defender more than anything is the face of Core right now. His ultimate rat tool to recover left, right, and center. Have to remember, by the way, these keeps are cheaper than TCs now. Like, look at the cost. 400 wood, 225 stone. A keep only costs 600 stone due to the Compound Defender. It's another reason why this strategy is so phenomenal. It's like, it gives you a strong, powerful defense with double the health of the alternative, and it costs less. It's just nuts. Looks like we've reached a calming moment before the storm as players are starting to stack up. Looks like Krakeny here was able to wiggle his way out to towards these central gold veins, but he's reaching that point where he's talking about the pressure point, right? Avali guards the center here. He guards access to it. It's basically shared between him and Recon right now. And most players are going to start to prioritize attention towards there because although I said usually the central players survive longer, one of the conditionals is that there's enough resources on the outside that they aren't being oppressed for that, right? Like, when the design of the map encourages play towards the center, like this seed definitely did, it's not uncommon to see the central players eliminated very fast before they can deplete all the central resources. Not to mention the fact they don't just guard all these resources, they guard the infinite resources, right? Because we look at trade post situation, they're situated in the center here. You don't have any on the outskirts, right? You don't really have those options that exist because typically when you play MegaRandom, it has a tendency to spawn all the neutral trade points at the center of the map. which I like. I think like if you want your infinite resources, you should be forced to play in an aggressive area. I would actually find it dumb and discouraging to play if we had a situation where the map spawn generation was allowing trade posts in the corners, because it just encourages corner camping further, and I don't feel like you should be able to get your trade without risk. Recon just trying to stop breaching through Beasty's defenses, of which he has definitely got many, so it won't be easy. Seems to have reached a calming point. I think this is a good point to speed it up a little bit until the next engagement starts to build, shall we say, because it looks like everyone's got a static. This isn't uncommon, by the way. Most people are building towards pop cap and also building towards what will feel like unlimited resources, right? You don't want to just have enough resources to replace your army once. You won't be able to replace it 3 times over, especially if your opponent's doing a similar thing. Siege back and forth in the center here. A very slow fight coming up between Recon and Beasty, but this is to Recon's detriment. Like, he needs to push him away because Beasty, like, he's doing his typical central play while being on the outskirts and not exposed at all. He's looking to take away those vital resources from the center that everyone's going to be fighting over. That's what I love to see. Like, I actually think, like, Beasty, if he doesn't get early sniped in the tournament, he's going to be a lethal threat in these games just because of the way he plays corner to mid-map. A lot of players who take corner don't extend out the same way he does. He's very good at eco-booming the center. Meanwhile, north side. Relic gets liberated from the tower, but it looks like the Knight's going to be able to clean up. Maybe really unskilled should have stayed in his room because Daddy Recon is here to put you in your place. Cool. How is he looking in the meantime? He's just stacking up. It looks like he's planning for... Oh, yes! Okay. The cockroach is here to play, folks. Do you see it? Do you see what is coming? The horseman spam, the transport ships. Why would you need transport ships, you say? He can access all these players around him. He wants vengeance. He wants blood. He wants English blood. He's targeting really unskilled. So in the next 3-4 minutes, we might see a rush out. Maybe 5 or 6 because he doesn't have enough stables just yet. But he's going to make a march on that base. He's going to try to landmark snipe really unskilled out. And if Recon keeps pressuring on the south side like this, it might just work. Problem right now for Recon, though, is he's trying to fight multiple fronts. He seems to at least have some sort of truce with Avali, so they're not engaging with each other. And if you can get rid of really unskilled, then you can just fully focus on Beasty. And Beasty should be the prioritization for a lot of players. I just feel like he's not with the layout, right? Like, Recon's attracted by the north. If you look where Crackety here is expanding, he's going to start fighting eventually with MarineLorD and... Wait a second. Oh, no, he came down here for the gold. Oh, can you imagine playing the Mongols without step readout? And that's not in a situation where you went Cruel's High and trade instead. Like, he just lost his step readout. And he got walled in as well by MarineLorD, so he's never getting it back unless he actually beats down on the Frenchman. Damn, that's painful to look at. A little bit of pressure coming in. This should be relieved soon, though. Really unskilled might be his own downside, right? He might be his own doom at this rate because with the horsemen stacking up, the timing on when Core marches through might be perfect for when really unskilled is nowhere near home. And keep in mind that unskilled is actually pushing a static army, right? Trebuchets, longbows, hand cannoneers. These units won't be able to retract quickly, and your defenses aren't well protected. Like, your landmarks aren't well protected, right? Your base isn't well protected. In fact, he's got a few outposts layering here, but no upgrades. He never put springles in them. Springles or cannons would have been phenomenal here to try and deter transport ships. Transport ships that only have 600 health would allow you to snipe out a few of them before they breach the beach. Instead of this being Normandy in World War II, this is more like Normandy in 1066. It's like, nobody really was there to stop me from landing. Still love this Recon. Like, he can do whatever he wants and not be first out. It's actually gonna... I feel like Recon might just end up being top 2 because, like, Beasty has no reason to look for this, right? In fact, let's check the vision and see if Beasty ever saw it. No, he's never looked there. He's never looked there. The only reason Beasty will ever look here is once he depletes all these fish and he goes deeper. Then he might spot it. But that's the only way I think Beasty's ever going to find that landmark. And that's why also now for Recon, it's even more critical to try and eliminate Beasty, which means he needs to get rid of unskill first. Because if he doesn't get rid of Beasty, this landmark could be spotted. It could be sniped. If Beasty is gone, I see no situation in which anyone else looks for this landmark. Mongols getting a bit frisky here. Looks like Krakeny is starting to aggress upon Avali. And Avali so far has been lacking in the military department, but that might be changing very soon. Interesting state of affairs here as well, because it seems like Core... I've got a feeling if the... Okay, I can already see... Like, we've seen this before, folks. It's the German alliance again. They're allowing each other to exist. They're coexisting right now. I feel like if we could see the chat, there'd be some German talk right now. And I'm pretty sure it would just translate to coercion. Unbridled coercion. Unwanted, unnecessary, and definitely probably not allowed coercion. Spearman pushing in. Avali forced to defend, now wraps around onto the archers, crossbows to force them at bay. Spearman trying to pray, stabbing in on the side. He's going to force the fight here. Avali feeling pretty chunky with 364 health on these troops. It's the power of the royal bloodlines here. We'll start to plow on through, and that's going to be a clean wipe as Krakeny here. Not really having the same level of firepower. You have to remember, like, these archers haven't been upgraded fully, and there's nowhere near enough spearmen with the static defenses to stand their ground. Now you need to back up. Luckily for Krakeny, he does have a lot of wiggle room here, right? He extended his influence a lot. He can't quickly be eliminated from the map. And it means if Avali wants to address him, if he wants to apply a lot of pressure to him, he's going to have to dive deep to do so. Really unskilled. Switching targets by the looks of it. He's actually breaching into Beastie territory. Interesting switch up coming out here. So he puts enough of a dent in recon to move out, and it seems like really unskilled's desire from this wasn't to kill a player. It was because he was running out of resources. Notice he's starting to tap the center, and now he's going to establish a keep that will give him some reserve gold in this area. In the meantime, Beastie, he finds a way to wiggle his way out to the north. We'll be able to hang around and look to gain a lot more stone for the late game situation. MarineLorD just still twirling his villain moustache in the corner. Not really doing too much here. Cool. I think we're ready to go. I think we're pretty much there. Yep, final one is loading up. This has been a long process for Core, right? It's wood limitation. It's your eco wasn't necessarily good enough. And it's also a lack of stable to quickly produce this, but he's there. Folks, he's going. That's 142 horsemen. I hope they know how to swim. Ah, just kidding. They won't need to. The timing on this as well. Look where he is. Oh, no. Really unskilled is nowhere near his base. And, folks, this is an Odysseus. All right? No one's going to get lost at sea in this story. The only person who's going to be lost is really unskilled, because unless he's willing to delete his whole army, he won't be able to defend. He's so far away. Oh, my God. Well, his name looks appropriate now because he just got made to look like a full Core. The dock-off is a little bit wonky here as the transpo ships are trying to mate, but every time they attempt to, they get an invalid warning as a 200 pop cap. But now the horsemen are unleashed, and here they go. Core on the march. No defenses here. Why wouldn't you stonewall this? You're against Core, the cockroach of Age of Empires 4, the MegaRandom no-die boy. And now it's your turn to die. Moves in, onto the primary TC, onto the council hall. That's going to be 2 landmarks down the blink of an eye. I'm really unskilled. He can't do anything. It's too late. And it's definitely too late to apologize because Core can't hear you. Oh my God. And Core, he scouts around, discovers the King's Pass, and he sees the wing up. Oh, come on. No way. You see it. You see it. Come on. You know where it is. And there it is. He's going to go for the torch now. Everyone zergs towards it. Core, you can tell if he played StarCraft, he really would be a zergling enthusiast here. This has just been a remarkable turn of events. Really unskilled, is lost. There's nothing he can do. Too little, too late. Too late to apologize to Core. He reclaims the northern corner. And he will reclaim it, by the way, folks. He can pull the villagers up, rebuild this TC, set up a base here, and all of a sudden just, like, carve off really unskilled's face and wear it. Like, yes, I am really unskilled. You've been looking for me. I wonder if he's going to try for playing a Beastie as well. I mean, he needs to get rid of these troops now, right? Like, this is the problem. Like, you want to rebuild your eco, but you are now actually pop capped. So you need to address that. Well, the walls didn't go up. Not that Core knows that. Will make his way in. And typical Core here, as his next target clearly has to be Beasty. Like, I would expect this from him. I would always expect this from him. The best part is that Beasty, it looks like he didn't clock this. Like, wait, how do you not... Sir Beasty. Alex, we gotta talk. Beasty. Dude, like, this seems like the type of thing you should be noticing. Like, you should have noticed this many horsemen pushing through a wall. Like, honestly, they had to grease the sides just to get through in this pace. I just can't believe he hasn't noticed it. Where is the army? Wait, Beasty. You're over-ecoed right now for this. I don't know if Core can end the game, but he can definitely do some damage here. Here he comes. Only Variant Horseman, though. That's why. There you go, folks. Beasty was like, I don't know why I'm going to be afraid of this. It's not even Imperial Horseman. Speaking of those horsemen, oh my god! The Republicans! Oh my god, the damage! What is that unit? And he's still going for it. He's only got 61 horsemen left! What the hell? That is not balance. Hashtag not my Age of Empires. Oh my god. And Core, he says he only wanted pop cat. Like, he only wanted pop space. Yeah, there's one in pop space, and there's one to do some like, you want pop space, but also you don't want to watch, like, half of your cavalry go down like that. That was the Battle of Nagashino right there. That was the Tagada cavalry charge. That was not pretty. Like, what the hell? Jesus. I mean, you might want pop, like, though you're right, like, Core, it's the right play because he needs to open up his eco again to rebuild, right? You want pop space, but you didn't think that you were going to get the Thanos snap because that's exactly what these Revolticans were. Like, holy crap. And that's where they're going to be effective, folks. Like, I've been trying to explain this to people. Like, when you're up against rushes, this works really well. We actually saw Core and Puppy Paw utilize this really well in the 2v2v2v2, where they basically just built structures around the Wonder on the way towards it to create choke points. Those choke points can then be utilized by any splash type unit. They also deny a rush through onto your buildings as well as deny melee forces from being able to fully engage. And that's why, like, I think this is going to be a really viable strategy for Wonder victories in the tournament, is like you lay your base like this, you spend a crap ton of wood on it, and then you transition fully into a range composition. Because then when players come to rush your Wonder to end your game, you can just hold in choke points, and especially things like Revolticans will just eviscerate anything coming towards you. Wait. Core. Okay, now I don't believe that he needed the pop space. Like, you needed the pop space to what? Build a worse horseman? Like, come on. Rebuild. Take the corner back. Okay, there we go. He's on his way now. Okay, I love this right now. So we've got 3 people building. It's like the house is on fire, no problem. And the 4th one's like, holy crap, the house is on fire. Why are we building? Run! Okay, it's not on fire now. It's fine. Oh, whoa. We've got a breach in security here. This isn't like Core, by the way. Usually he just likes to layer these in trees so they can't be seen. He doesn't tend to wall them in. I guess his worry was that Crackety was going to take the wood anyway. What is this weird... Like, this is a weird alliance that Core has made happen here. Like, honestly, I think Core has been under a lot of people's desks making friends, you know? Like, he's friends with Avali, but he's also friends with Crackety. Recon seems to be leaving him alone. Like, what? How does... The Core must give the most incredible back rubs. Like, he just has 3 players around him that could all annihilate him, and they just, like, let him exist there and shrug. Core just pleading, promising, he's like, I only want to kill Beasty, I swear. Now, I guess MarineLorD got really bored of playing Age of Empires 4 because it seems that he's taken up Farmville in his spare time. This is whatever he's playing is not a fighty game. I'll just put it like that. This is very much a I will just do my own thing, all right? Leave me to my own devices. So apparently not a single word was said to Avali. Yeah, but you, like, Core and Avali, like, you've always been buddies, all right? I've seen it before in games. You can try to pretend like it's not a subtle, doesn't need to be directly referenced thing. Like, it is. Like, you just have that relationship. It's like, you just nod at each other and you know exactly what you... Like honestly, like, Avali and Core are so deep on the coercion at this point. Like one of them just briefly nods at the other, and then the other understands that means that you're meant to go buy a gimp suit from the local, like, supermarket. Make sure you get a 6-pack of lager. Take a dump on Beasty's new Lambo from all his Age of Empire 4 winnings, and then afterwards put on a fake mustache and pretend to be MarineLorD's dad. Like, that, all that subtle messaging comes from the nod of a head. That's how well they know each other. And look at this, poor Recon, come on! Where did this one come from? Wow, wow, Recon got bullied. Wait, Beasty got eliminated! What? Nani? Wait, who killed him? Recon! Oh my god, Recon! I wondered where his army was. I was like, did he fight with Avali? No, no. He actually snuck in. He kills Beasty, and now he can't be killed himself because he's got a landmark on this island. Oh my god, what a player! Oh, man. From the north to the south, the cavalry shall rise, brothers. Core and Recon of the same mind. Although, Core, how can you do this to your brother in horseman arms? He let you be. He never hurt you, and you tried to kill him. I mean, I don't feel... Like, unless Core finishes Recon's eco here, I don't know if Recon actually ever loses this game. Like, Recon is at least guaranteed second place at this point. I see very little way in which he's going to lose before second place now. I can't believe that. Apologies for that, folks. Like, sometimes it's hard to catch this because the King's Palace dies very fast. We did allude to this, right? We mentioned this earlier, that Beasty had a risk here because he put all his landmarks together. And that risk was realized. And oh, the one... Wow, Recon doesn't even try to dodge it. He just allows it. Although, Core, buddy, do you know how PopCap works, sir? Sir? That's a waste of damn good villages. That's all I'm going to say. And now build more outposts, more scouts coming. Recon, I feel like he's got one shot of this, but it's hard to make work. Like, MarineLorD, actually, I say that. Oh my god, his eco. Where is his military force? I think they're on guard at home. So this should be fine for MarineLorD if his army's at home. But it's not! Oh my god, he's going towards Beasty, and Beasty's already dead. This is the worst time possible. He switches around to try and run back now. Only 3 coming out. Recon. Oh, wow. Missed opportunity here. If he went straight away, he could have killed this. But instead, like, he just revealed the weakness that this is... Oh, I don't like this play from Recon because I understand why he's doing it to scout, like, landmarks. The issue with doing this, though, is now you've given the heads up. MarineLorD is likely to wall this. Like, so far, this has been exposed. I expect this to be walled in the next minute, and then this attempt with a horseman doesn't work anymore because the rest of the base has been walled in. In fact, if anything, I think this is where you get into the coercion part of MegaRandoms. Like, Core, do you want to maybe come from the north and I'll come from the west? Because MarineLorD has got to be seen as the biggest threat, right? Despite the fact that Avali's got the highest score, like, MarineLorD has, according to himself, he is playing as the Chinese and he is trading. That's been confirmed as well. So it's just logical that you want to get rid of the Chinese player next. Like, this is the powerhouse of MegaRandom free-for-alls. It tends to win more games than any other Civ that I've seen. Especially when it gets to do this for free. I mean, this is a ridiculous amount of gold coming in. It's not that big per trader, but it's just going to generate infinite gold, right? And MarineLorD, although he's suffering on the gold front right now, that won't be the case forever. That's cool looking. He's really looking for any landmarks that have been stuck. I like how most people, they're playing this game their own way. They got their own mindset. And then Core is like, people will play this game like I do. Check every corner for a landmark. They've got to be somewhere. And you know who he's looking for, guys? He's looking for Recon. Because remember, he took out some of the landmarks. And he left a TC, which is very nice of him, actually. Let Recon recover. But remember, Recon's on this island that nobody's ever going to look on anyway. And interesting here, MarineLorD isn't even building the walls yet, but he is building the docks. And I'm getting worried. Recon, I'm getting really worried, buddy. Because one Bao Chad would kill your entire army. Like, everything would be dead. You need to be very careful about how you step next. In fact, let's see if he goes to the Bao Chad. Wait. He's just going for the trade. Oh, Alexis, you did. He's so freaking greedy. Okay, it looks like he's going to transpose ships now. But the trade ship, like, the intent is he doesn't know if there's a dock yet. Once he knows there's a dock, it's going to be 1,000,001 trade ships coming out because they're better than the traders, right? Like, he can't get a good trade route that way. He can via Beasty's docks. Because remember, you can trade with dead players, and you will get a lot of gold from this trade route. But you do need to get rid of this threat. Wait, why do I get the feeling that someone told MarineLorD that Recon's on the island? Hold on a sec. Does he know about the island at all? Yep. Yep, he's got a glimpse of it. Oh my god, yes. I feel like someone maybe... I feel like someone grasped Recon in. There's no way you come to this assessment on your own. And I don't really understand the transport ships otherwise. Maybe he just wants to make a quick assault up the river. Maybe he doesn't know 100% that Recon's here. Now, the way that Recon survives is if he snipes out the correct ship before it lands. The problem is they can land on this edge here and the bombards can blitz you. So this is going to be really, really tough for Recon. He's at least building landmarks back up though. So you might need a two-pronged assault to get rid of this Ratcon in this situation. Well, bye-bye to a few of the spearmen. I'm going to speed this up because we have reached a stalemate point. Krakeny, by the way, I should probably point out that Krakeny has spent the last, I don't even know how long in this game, pushing into Avali. And he's barely gained any ground this entire time because his naked spearman push isn't actually doing enough damage. And the Robotiquins is going to ensure that it stays that way. Robotiquins is a big problem for him right now, especially considering they're ruled up, so they do additional damage compared to normal ones. Pull back in the Knights. Archers will trade out well here. And the Robotiquins, I mean... Krakeny, why do you hate Mongols so much? Actually, I understand fully why he hates Mongols so much. Goddamn Mongols. Yo, the damage is going to come out here, though. I mean, you just can't breach like this. You need to get a bit more imaginative. Maybe bring in some Mangonels. Mangonels would be phenomenal here. He can build them in the field as well. Mangonels would instantly get rid of the archers, and then you can push through onto the siege. But as it stands, this strategy, I don't know, dog. It just ain't it. Walls going up slowly. Krakeny will at least spot those, but most of the walling has been done. It's almost like Avali is trying to help him. He's like, dude, just build siege. Like, I'll build walls so you have to build siege. How about that? Wait, Core. Okay, yeah, Core says he hasn't said a single word to Avali. And you're in this area for what reason? Well, it's definitely not for Krakeny. It's definitely not for Avali. This is simply to go after MarineLorD. The timing on this. Oh, the Bao Chads! Yo, we got the transport ships! Okay, he pulled most of them back. I think one of them went down, though. No, he kept him alive. 5 bombards, 73 horsemen. And he saves the day with the Carracks. So the Carracks will deter the Bao Chad away. But remember, the Carracks don't trade well here. They trade incredibly poorly up against the Bao Chads. Recon's rat race may not be coming to fruition anymore. In the meantime, Core looking for a way in. So Recon, really big credit to him, by the way, the pullback just in time. It should be easy, but if you're not paying attention, like, the Bao Chad can sneak up on you, right? So he done a really good job to get out. I love this switch into Carracks now. Like, he's going to have to fight tooth and nail for a foothold on this, right? We said that this was Normandy in 1066. This is definitely turning into World War II Normandy. Because it will be a massacre trying to get onto the land, right? Mainly because of the naval force that's going to be patrolling here now. Meanwhile, Eastern Front, Avali gaining ground here. Krakeny, oh my. This is backfired very quick for him. The Horseman plus Archer Battalion is proving pretty effective here. And the cannons. The cannons. Damn, you need to push enough Spearmen to get rid of these. But the Archers are countering you out right now. And there's just so many cannons. Still 8 raw cannons in the field. It's going to peel them back a little bit as the incendiary arrow damage is adding up a little bit. And the wraparound now looking good with the Spearmen and the Archers. Should be able to do some damage here. But nice guard by Avali. Stay alive in this area. Needs to start getting onto the infrastructure to make it a worthwhile trade for the cannons, because this is just a throwaway force. I feel like I just don't get what Avali's done here. Like, he should have just peeled the cannons back, because they've barely fired this entire fight. So really weird that he chose to do that. I wonder if it's the hill. The hill maybe got in the way and he was trying to fire upon something. Either way, that was a lot of cannons lost for practically nothing. Meanwhile, Recon. Luckily, he's still got some wood here to fuel the Carrack army. Meanwhile, on land, the Arkan Chapel is fully back underway. The TC has been rebuilding the force on the farms, and apparently Recon gets to live for as long as he wants. MarineLorD, meanwhile, still hasn't begun the trade just yet. He's starting to try and extract resources in more loose areas, but still has plenty of bushels in the back to layer him, and looks like there was a wiggle in. Core found his way in with the scouts, but they didn't really achieve much here. Not too surprising considering how dense MarineLorD's base is and how many landmarks you'd have to snipe. And hello, Sunshine. Avali on the move. It's time for the aggressive keeps. I like this. That foothold could be dangerous. Crackety needs to react fast. Crackety hasn't been upgrading his outpost. He's pushing in the base. They're trying to race each other here. A lot of static defenses already in place for Avali that have been upgraded, though. On the other side, not the same for Crackety. Crackety lacks defenses here, so a rush through could be possible for Avali. Just a few cannons. Meanwhile, this assault coming out from Crackety, he should do minimum damage. I mean, he's barely got any spears. They're all dead. It's only Archers remaining. He made a mistake in trying to take this trade. And there's the Russian. Avali making his way in fast here. Needs to find the landmarks. One is already down, remember. The step readout that got sniped inside MarineLorD's base is no longer a threat, so only 3 landmarks need to be found here. Horsemen spreading out. Bad trades up against the spears. Villagers, like, whoa, wait, whoa. Dog, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? All right, we're going for more keeps. Cannons trying to trade out on the side. Archers peppering into the spearmen. Second keep looking to go up. Didn't go for the Russian play. Interesting choice here, considering he could expose the base and went for the primary TC, as well as the white stupa at the back. He was a little bit reluctant. A slow crawling will allow him to get rid of the racks, and that will slow down the replenishment rates of Crackety, though, so it could be an effective way of ending this battle between the two. Crackety still not being aggressed by other players, so he should be able to get away with this long term. Same for Avali. His core seems to just be fixated upon another player in the south corner. While these people fight their puny war, he realizes the power that is rising in the south. And he will have to come together with Recon, the play he tried to end MarineLorD himself. Meanwhile, fight in the center. 2 keeps here. Should allow Avali to remain stabilized. I mean, Crackety right now, it's just spearman push. All in all, also it's going to be problematic. These have been upgraded with it, and that damage is going to heavily layer into the spearman line. Cannons will have to peel back in the meantime. The raw cannons starting to be torched by a few spearmen here. Looks like more horsemen coming in. Interesting that we've still not seen a switch up out of Avali, just sticking mainly to the horsemen. He's starting to just stick on horsemen and archers, right? But I feel like archers in some ways is a bait. If you have the resources, you should be going towards arbalist. Aha, there we go. There's the reason behind this logic, by the way. He has no gold, and that's a problem because each of these cannons, they're not made up of a cost of wood and gold anymore. It's more like you're paying diamonds for them. That's how valuable they are. Trying to keep it alive here. Spearman pushing around. Crackety running out of wood here, getting a little bit dangerous for him. Villagers committed to the cause, even if they have to give their life for it. They will keep on repairing until their heart beats no more. Scouts massing, marching around on the side from Core. His target not Avali though, his target is MarineLorD. Recon still holding the force in position. Wants to try and maybe sync this up with his teammate. And MarineLorD, he's come in. He's got involved. He's marching out towards Avali's base now. Avali torn between 2 fronts. This could be a problem. I don't know if he'll be able to hold either. Not long term anyway. this small contingent won't be enough to kill Avali, but the drawn attention between two players might be. Crackety seemingly finding just enough wood to keep the push out of Spearmen and Archers going is going to be a huge issue for Avali in the coming minutes. Recon. Wait. No way. Recon! He's going for vengeance. He's angry. He's like, what you done to me, I shall do to you. Oh my. These lads just couldn't come together. The horsemen push out onto the Dome of Faith. Going to torch one down, but still plenty of landmarks to find here. It's caught. Remember, he did tech up, so it is 4 landmarks total. And this one is guarded by a lot of elephants. Recon, I appreciate the thirst for vengeance, but this is not the desirable way to do it. I think you jumped the gun. And you won't find anything with this. Oh, I mean, I like that he's trying to make these type of plays. I just don't like the timing at all. There's just too much to cause base. And Recon, like, maybe if you snuck up a rebuild in this area, right? Like, you subtly do it, you don't aggress straight away, and then you just have unlimited horseman push because you have an eco good enough for it. I like this play. The way he's done it, I think Core's just going to bend you over his knee and spank you now. Like, he can very easily do that, right? I'll have to see if he wants to. It's cool. I think he threw away the army again, right? The scouts did go down. Military force should be being rebuilt. Of course, he has a bunch of elephants sitting there, and Recon with a second force of horsemen come around the south side. In fact, that was them just doing the wide wrap. Wait, 21 survived that deep dive? I'm impressed. But this won't be good enough. He could find a landmark, but he can't access it. It's been fully rewalled by Core. I was wondering if he was ever going to get around to that. That could have been his kryptonite, Crackety chopping those trees, but he's fine. Crackety, okay, he's learned. There we go, folks. Finally, it took, what, 20+ minutes of unlimited bloodshed in this area, but finally he understands the way he can win this. Trebuchets to breach these static defenses will bring an end to Avali. Avali, because he's going to be fighting on 2 fronts, because he could still be fighting on 2 fronts, it might be a problem, but it looks like for the moment, at least, MarineLorD has backed up entirely, so won't be a thorn in the side of Avali. Things have gotten quiet. Core, he's a massive for another push. Doesn't care about Recon. He says, your damage is irrelevant. I've got work to do, important work. He's marching around, looking for a way to wiggle on in. And, well, MarineLorD, he hasn't left the clearest of openings, but it is only palisade defenses, so you could breach those. In fact, I think we'll speed this up a little bit because we reached the stalemate point again. I say that. Yeah, we definitely reached the stalemate point again. As it looks like the aggressive army of Crackety did get cleaned up. Recon just kind of trouncing his army around, saying, look how fabulous it is the entire time, not doing anything. And oh, the Spearman! Decent amount of scouts going down. Caught. Even after recruiting sheep, I don't think there's going to be a strong enough force to do any damage to MarineLorD. I just love, by the way, how Recon is literally holding on to an army on his island. For the moment, there's only him and another player left. And then he can try, right? You can see the clear intent. It's pretty interesting. Recon now opted for the scouts to just make sure he has the lay of the land and understands where all the landmarks are. So that he has the info required no matter which player is left over. Seems we have reached a stalemate again. I guess we'll 4x this. Push forward. Nothing too aggressive from Avali. Mainly in horsemen here, which means he gets counted out with the spears, but he has spotted the trade. Trade that was Crackety actually on it. I don't think he was actually trading in this area. And I don't think he ever set up for it. Like, he primed the area, but he never utilized it. So, won't be the biggest threat to him. Looks like Recon's found another landmark, though. And Core hasn't been rebuilding. Oh, Core, come on. No, you can't do this to yourself. Look how much wood you have no excuse for not repairing these. That's 2 landmarks down, folks. Core is going to find himself a little bit vulnerable here, considering that Recon knows where the remaining landmarks are. However, he does have the tricky trick of trying to find a way of getting a siege weapon over to these stone walls to breach. And I think that's exactly why Core is still confident about this game. Hard push into the war elephants, though. Holy crap, that's a lot of elephants. In fact, wow, that is a lot of war elephants. Only 6 tower elephants, but 16 war elephants. This boy wants to end someone. Understandable when you consider the heavy damage you can do here with the tusks. Meanwhile, MarineLorD, he did set up that trade in the end. 228 gold. I don't want to look. I don't. Okay, it's not there yet. I'm going to be puking about 3 minutes, though, when he's bolstered his gold. And that's a problem, because MarineLorD is eventually transitioning into a bombard-only force, right? Like, we've seen this before. When a Chinese player gets this much wiggle room, they can push Grenadiers infinitely. They can also just go for a premium bombard force and essentially just wipe enemy armies with them. With good micro, of course. And, you know, I don't feel like we have to question whether the micro is going to be there when we're talking about MarineLorD. Definitely a very capable player on that front. Once more into the breach. Arrived in the same place again. Mangonel's at least in the mix this time around. But the march around a horseman is a problem. Enough here, they get insta-torch down the Mangonels before you can blitz through the archer line. So clean up on Isle Mongol here, as the archers will win this fight in the end for Avali. You can see he stands his ground, march in from Crackady's troops, but spears just won't trade. And I'm starting to get a little bit concerned with Crackady. Like, while you're not losing your base, you're not really gaining ground. Like, there needs to be some sort of switch up. I'd love to see him just try to get some of the trade online. I think that could be a really cool play. The issue is, where does he trade here, right? The marketplace has got torched, and he didn't really have anywhere that he could have done it anyway. And oh my god, no! The betrayal! Core! You son of a... I can't believe this! Wait, no, he's not here for Crackady. He's chasing Recon! Honest to God, Crackady just, like, he swallowed his own sphincter right there. I'm pretty sure there's a brown patch on his seat after that. When he checks his base, he's like, you traitor! Oh, okay, you're passing by. Yeah, but on the pass by, you just massacred a bunch of villagers. You were still massacring them. Wow. What is this zoo fight I'm seeing here? Recon, looks like his force got wiped out. Wait, is Core about to marry Crackady? Is he about to help him take out Avali? I think that might be what's coming. Avali's fallen back for the moment. This would be the perfect moment for Recon and Avali to try and ally, because I feel like Core has maybe picked a side here. It could be he's just trying to march through to get towards MarineLorD's base, but this is a sus way of doing it, folks. Oh no, he has. Hold on, folks. No, yeah, Core's like, oh, sorry, mistakes. Don't mind me, just gonna get out of the way. I don't want to intrude upon your fun fight. You guys get back to it. See ya. He's going for MarineLorD. Okay, this is where you have to coordinate Recon. Like, sorry for the murdering back and forth, but we do have a Frenchman to kill who's disguised himself as a Chinese man. Here he goes, through the walls. Takes a while, though. While that's happening, dive in. Oh, nice move there. He went for the eco. A lot of food in reserve, though. Won't kill Crackady outright, but chips in the armor, right? Chinks in the armor to slowly bring him down. As Avali does have the ability to keep pushing troops infinitely, and if you keep sniping the eco Crackady, he won't be able to match you. Weird that Core's bringing back the elephants, though. A little bit hesitant to breach, maybe? I'm not going to lie, folks. I'm not even going to try to understand what Core's doing here. I find whenever you're watching Core, the best thing to do is to not focus on what he's trying to do, but to rather mock it. Because I just... like, if you're not going to attack Avali, you're going to take heavy damage going through here. Oh, no, yeah, he's doing it. Okay, we are in the right mind now. Blood will be shed, and the timing on this, Crackady's coming. I think Avali's done, folks. Core's had enough of this stalemate. He's like, no, Crackady treated me well. He gave me a house, a roof when I had none. He stroked my head and kissed me goodnight. And now I will kiss you goodnight. One landmark down onto the second one. Core sacrificing the entire army just to try and get rid of a college of artillery. I don't know if that was the right play either. The static defenses need to fall before you make this type of move. And you're seeing exactly why. That's a lot of dead elephants. Core, you can tell he's one of those people, like when his pets die, he's like, oh, well, I'll just get another one. Because that is a lot of dead pets. And little F's given. Crackety, meanwhile, pushing in. Still not enough gold to build in the siege, which is going to be a problem in its own right. And Avali looking like he once again could possibly hold, but no! MarineLorD came out. Oh my god, this is so unfair. Avali, he's playing zombie survival right now. I don't feel like this is round 3, like you get in Nazi zombies. Like, this is more like round 586, because this is ridiculous. He deals with the elephants. He deals with the Mongols, and now he has to deal with the Chinese. But the difference with the Chinese folks is they actually have siege. They have bombards that will obliterate your base, and this is the point where I think Avali is donezo, because I see no way in which you can recover from this. Go try with the villager pull. It's going to cost him a lot of villagers, though. Heavy damage coming into that village line. In fact, practically all of them are going to be dead. I mean, the bombards just keep peeling back. MarineLorD's like, no, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no. I mean, you kill one bombard, but you lose basically your whole village line. He's got plenty in reserve, but my issue is going to be the resource front soon for Avali. Like, he's got a reasonable amount of reserve gold for now, but remember, he hasn't been able to find gold in ages, so that was like, I think he traded for that, right? So this is not an unlimited solution, a never-ending solution to the problem. Good news for him, at least, is Core isn't going to try and backstab him. It's mainly MarineLorD versus the 2 Germans right now. The Recon. Oh my god, he's doing it again. He's got the scouts ready. Scouts, knights, horsemen, everything. God, this is some Core hate right here. I don't blame him. Like, they had a nice peacetime, and then Core broke it. Like, Core, he done the vile, filthy rat thing. He was like, I will kill this player. Before realizing that Recon had done an even rattier thing with his unbreachable army island. Oh, man. I called it before. He's going to be last in sand in this game, next to someone else. Core, in the meantime, marching through. Horsemen are in. Avali might be out. This push is going to be big, but not big enough on its own. It needs a 2-pronged assault, and it looks like MarineLorD is resuming his. Horseman in. Distraction is good. It's going to buy time for MarineLorD to get in place and start to snipe out those rural cannons. Pricey investment for Avali. Can't really afford to replace them. He's not going to get the trades he's looking for. Yes, you have got bonus damage on these cannons, but on the other side, it's bonus health. It's a 20% damage increase compared to a 50% health increase, so it doesn't lead itself to good trades for Avali here. Looks like all of his cannons are going to go down. The push forward. Grenadiers now coming out from MarineLorD. Going to start to get a foothold inside Avali's base. Unlikely to let up either, with the slew of troops constantly pushing out from the Chinese kingdom. This march is going to find it hard to reach these bombards. Bombards will not find it hard to reach you, though. Crackety stands guard. I like this play out of Crackety, actually. He says, MarineLorD, you can do it then. I don't want to waste resources on this. You finish him. That's going to cost MarineLorD a lot to do so. Not enough Grenadiers here. Got a little bit too close to the cannons and ultimately paid the price, as the horsemen were never cleared up. So MarineLorD will once again reset. No wonders coming out yet. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them soon, though. Apologies, I forgot to get rid of that scoreboard. We'll speed this up again. This doesn't really seem to be yielding anything so far. Uh-oh. Fight between Core and Recon, though. He's had enough of this. Like, okay, no, I've had it with you, mate. You've been sitting here. You've been tickling my feet the whole time. I think it's time we put an end to that. And the way you can do that, yes, you can't kill Recon, but you can at least get rid of all this infrastructure that has been enabling Recon to keep doing this. Those premium cannons he wants to protect. But Core, oh, the save! Recon, yo, this save is big, and Core knows it. Look what he's doing. Oh my god, the Carrack! The Carrack from Avali, though. He could actually sabotage this, and I don't think he even realizes it because he's too busy dealing with stuff in his own base. Like Recon, he wants to sneak in here, but he can't due to the Carrack guarding this area. Wolves going up in the meantime from Core, and it looks like he's actually going to be protected by his enemy. I actually can't believe this from Avali. He doesn't know it either, but like he's stopping Recon from going for the landmark snipe on Core. Speaking of Avali, oh my god, the amount of rams being built by MarineLorD. Folks, rams are really good at this stage in the game. Remember that they got buffed on the pop cap necessity. They only take 1 pop cap now, right? It used to be 3, if I recall correctly. That's a big buff to late game ramming. And if your opponent is harder to range composite, it's going to be hard for them to stop it. And that's what you identified, right? Like, look at it. You've got the Culverins, you've got all these Arbaletriers. You don't really have a great way of killing off Rams. And that Culverin's gone. Easy peas. Meanwhile, Recon just holding the Bombards back. Isn't going to go for the play anytime soon. Characters in the meantime are going to be a pain in the ass for Core. Core amassing a lot of horsemen here. Core? What? Wait, what is this? Wait, is he planning to backstab Crackety in a second? I think he is. He's waiting for Avali to die and he's going to backstab. It definitely looks like that's the case. Like, why else would you hide all these horsemen here between your walls? It makes no sense. Yeah, he's 100% going to backstab. I can sense it. He's just waiting for Avali to die. But Avali putting up a good fight in the meantime. Rams pushing in. Spears looking to just clean this up. First line of horsemen should be going down. Only one bombard remaining for the MarineLorD. I mean, this could be because of the recon threat. That's Core's defense that he's trying to give, but like... Okay, let's think about this logically, right? I guess it does make sense. Like, it could be an eventual backstab for Crackety, though. I'm not going to rule that out, no matter what Core tries to say to me. But, like, he sees a Carrick. He's like, oh, Carrick stops recon. But Carrick belongs to Avali, and we just attacked Avali. There's a chance that Recon and Avali will ally now. And if they ally, then that means that he can just ask Avali to allow the bombards through. So I think that's why Core is sitting here. Well, I don't think Core's going to be here much longer. This is getting too much. I feel bad for the dude. Like, leave him alone. Just leave him alone. This is getting mean now. This is bullying. I feel like if Core's army was here, this would just be done by now. He would lose his army, though. Navali, like, you can see the resistance. Like, it's starting to wither away a little, right? It's not as strong as it once was. The Bombard Shuffle's good for MarineLorD. He'll keep that alive. Pushing even deeper, coming out from Crackety. They're looking for those landmarks. Landmarks fell exposed here, right? You've already lost 2 here. Skull Cavalry and the TC down. Columns of Artillery over here. And I believe there's a Guild Hall, maybe? Is it a Guild Hall? There's so many pings I can't actually tell. Am I blind? He already lost it. Yeah, the Guild Hall's there. This is it. Columns of Artillery's gone, and then Avali's gone. In fact, we can speed this up because that's going to be very fast. I don't expect much of a fight to come out here. In fact, if you want, you just push him with the bombards, you end this. Like, you don't have to be fickle about this at all, MarineLorD. He doesn't know, though, right? Like, we have God Vision. We have to remember that. MarineLorD doesn't. We see that this landmark is gone. To MarineLorD, he's only seen 2 landmarks go down, and this is the 3rd one he sees. So he doesn't want to lose the bombards that he doesn't have many of to get rid of this. I don't think he has to be this much of a cheapskate, though. Just look at his gold. Like, he's not running out. This is very kind of cheap of MarineLorD, right? Like, this is the guy who won't even give you a $5 to a party budget, right? He's like, nah, just make the party with free stuff. Like, people can play with twigs and leaves, right? Which has got plenty of twigs and leaves here. The gold is looking good. Like, everything other than stone, it looks phenomenal for MarineLorD. He's definitely got the strongest eco at this point in the game, and you'd expect that out of the Chinese usually. And once they get to this stage, like, their armies just trade too damn well. It's going to be very hard for anyone to try and fight this in the coming minutes. Looks like in the meantime, Crackety's army is going to be cleaned. Oop. Recon's still not trying to wheel those bombards in. However, it looks like MarineLorD will be moving for the kill and blow. We'll speed this up a little bit. It's going to take a while to build up those rams. Crackety renewing the assault, distracting Avali, and the timing could not be worse for Avali. As it looks like in the next 20 seconds, MarineLorD will look to push in again. In fact, he's shuffling around. What's going on here? Oh, wow. He's worried about Crackety. But Crackety's only here for the wood. But this is very smart what MarineLorD is doing, because once he gets rid of this wood line, then Crackety's going to die very quickly afterwards, right? So it's a ripple effect. You get rid of Avali, and then Crackety can't afford a defense army anymore because of this wood line. And this wood line, oh my, it's going to turn to a massacre. The Grenadiers, he shuffles them off into groups to target out the clusters here. Plenty of villagers dead. Absolute massacre in the Mongol wood lines. And I'm concerned now for Crackety. Crackety with 3,000 surplus wood remaining. He won't have much after that. It's pretty high-level like strategy logic there from MarineLorD, right? Like, why else would you be on this wood if you're not running out of wood? And if you're out of wood at this stage of the game, you're pretty screwed. Like, most efficient units require wood. And you also never set up gold, right? You never set up infinite trade. So, like, right now, MarineLorD understands taking any one resource away from each of these opponents kills them because he's probably the only player in this game trading due to the fact that between him and Beasty, they basically had this corner, this side of the map, right? We won't pay attention to what this is from Recon or the fact that there was once upon a time, Camellia sitting here. Like, they didn't really count. There we go, push in. Just the one landmark. Guildhall never got rebuilt, and it's going to be a ram rush directly towards it. Ram's being ignored for the moment, has to brace himself. Spears taking out the front line. Archer's trying to trade that out, but who is going to trade the Rams is the question mark here. Backstab coming in from Avali, but the bombards, just a few shots will be good enough. The College of Artillery on fire, and Avali done and out. Nice move in by MarineLorD. Cleans up a player. Just like that, 4 remain. One of them an eternal rat. Another one likes to think he's a rat, but not on Recon's level. 2 players like the Crash are the 2 that I haven't mentioned out of those 4. It's going to be MarineLorD and Crackety up next. Like this play coming out from Crackety. Burn the buildings. Remember, you get paid. You can see the resources coming through. In fact, it's a very valuable source of income late in the game like this. This is getting paid 75 food and 75 gold per structure. He needs every little bit he can get because he's up against late game Chinese, and we know that story doesn't often end well for the combatants. And Crackety. Wow, going after Recon. Interesting choice here. I don't like this play, actually. Like, I haven't liked the assault on Recon at all for a lot of this game. Like, Recon, he kind of brought it back to himself when he tried to attack Core, but, like, Core attacking him before that didn't make much sense. Like, the fact that MarineLorD got to exist in the bottom corner for so long, playing the Chinese is the biggest concern to me. And I don't know, dog. I just think this ain't it. Like, you just kind of... You've given MarineLorD the game now. I don't see how he loses this game unless all 3 players converge upon him. But right now, they're just busy tearing each other apart. As it looks like Recon wants to tear Core a new one. And he's moving in now. He's going to lay the bombards in. And because Avali's now gone from this area, the carracks from Recon are going to start emerging in this area. Pushing underway. Needs to find that one landmark. It's over here. Past the Sultans. You can take that out. You can also start to target out the compound defenders after it reaches the walls, and 2 bombards might be good enough. That's why you can see Core fully paranoid and on guard in this area. Meanwhile, Crackety in trouble. Push in from MarineLorD, seeing little to no resistance as it looks like actually... What? Crackety has entirely surrendered his base. He's just looking to try to get rid of Recon, and this is the mistake that so many have made this game. You can't kill Recon. Recon is eternal. Eternally on this island. Crackety with a great migration now. He needs to get the landmarks out. He needs to be fast. White Stupa. Ooh, I don't think it's been seen. I don't think it's been seen. MarineLorD, he hasn't paid attention to it. It's too late. He'll make it away. The White Stupa migration is a success. MarineLorD will just blitz through what remains, though. Everything gets packed up. All the patches, everything, anything you can get out. Oh my God, what is this? The biggest meat patty in the world. What happened here? Oh my God. Okay, so let's do the comparison here. This is natural meat. This is processed meat. 328! At what point is this just animal abuse? This isn't even just like we're hungry, we need food. Like, they just sit there. It's just it's the world's largest meat patty at this stage. Although, that's very wasteful. Okay, the Grenadier has now stepped on top of it. That's contaminated all the meat. Big waster right there. I don't think I've ever seen a pile of sheep that big. That is absurd. 300. I don't think anyone was ever asking what 328 sheep stacked on top of each other dead looked like. But we got the answer anyway. Oh, good God. Recon. Gonna lose those landmarks again. Kind of dodging the fight for the moment, though. I think the goal here is to kill Core. In fact, MarineLorD might do that for you. Another landmark going down from Recon. And of course, that great migration is still underway. But the walls, he needs to cut through fast here. It's looking like MarineLorD's done this, though, folks. I mean, you can see he's moving in with the Rams bombars now. Of course, the next target. And everything that remains of his landmark infrastructure is pretty exposed to this area. And Recon. Where the hell did Recon go? Did he lose the army again? I'm confused as to where the hell the army is. Am I blind? Where is his army, actually? Let's not focus on that. Is it up here? Yeah, it is up here. He went for it. He found him. Kraken, he's done. He's out of this. Peace. No one bites the dust. 3 remain. And only one of them looks like he can win the game. Grenadiers showing you how gunpowder counters everything, including elephants. Core surrenders over. It is just Recon and MarineLorD, and Recon cannot do this alone. He might be able to hold out for another 30 minutes, but screw it. What's the point? Just go GG. This game is done. Yep, there's the type it now. Right on the wall. MarineLorD, do not let a Chinese player boom unharassed. Like, do not allow it ever, or this is your future.